Udyr top is currently completely breaking the game. Not only does he have an assassin-like burst, more utility than any champion should ever be allowed to have, and an overloaded kit that makes him literally unkillable. It's also managed to get me to Challenger, so listen up, as today, we're making you an Udyr pro. These are the runes, let's get right into it. Level 1, you're one of the strongest champions in the game, so you wanna get on top of them and chunk them before they get to lane. Approach velocity and grasp ensures you win any matchup, and those few who can survive, there's another strategy. You get on top of the wave, you awaken R, making sure you hit both the minions and the champion. This guarantees you're level 2 before the enemy, winning absolutely any matchup. Now, in most games, you will already have a kill, but if you're playing high reloads, don't worry, I have a strategy for you as well. The wave will likely look something like this. You take the next wave, you get level 4, and now you have multiple options. Do you want to invade the enemy jungle? Do you want to dive top lane with your jungle? Or do you just want to reset, get your items, and get back to lane ASAP? If you're unsure what to do, you should always just reset, then get back to lane ASAP so you can set up a freeze. The enemy will have to fight you, and because you're one of the strongest champions in the game, you will always win. And to make sure you keep winning, here's 3 quick tips to help you out. Number 1. Use your Awaken W more. If you watch any high elo Udyr play, you will notice they never lose a trade. Why? Because your Awaken W lets you out-heal and out-shield any damage. This, in combination with Revitalize and Shield Bash, makes it one of the strongest abilities in the game. And if you're low, you just hit the minions a few times and you're already back to full health. Number 2. Clear the waves so your isolated Q can deal full damage. This ability is my favorite. It allows you to one-shot almost anyone and is so much fun to use. Just watch this power spike into one item. Number 3. Maximize your R. Your R has so many uses. You can send it out to slow people. You can do some phantom hits by sending it out and hitting a minion, which lets Udyr win ranged matchups as well. Now that you know the basics, it's time to teach you how to actually win games. By this point, you probably have a lead or you have an even lead. You don't really want to be stuck on silent all game. You want to have an actual impact. Which leads me to a tip that absolutely blew my mind. This is from rank 1 Korean player Addy, and it will change how you play League forever.
Who's Addy? The most insane player I've ever stumbled upon. He's legit trolling, okay? Legit trolling. He's smurfing on everybody.
On level 4, after you take the waves, instead of going back to your lanes with the item, you just run bot lane. And you're thinking, why? Well, that sounds like in. No, let me tell you, my friend. This is the greatest play in League history. You run bot lane, and then the enemy top laner will just be pushing. You get 2 kills, and you just TP backed up. And the funniest thing is, you lost 0 CS, and now you can probably kill the top laner as well. And even if your TP is down, your E gives you so much movement speed, you can be anywhere on the map and still be back in lane in time. Addy does this every single game, and he has been high challenger every season. I don't recommend this, but I do recommend having it in your repertoire. As League of Legends, it's not just about winning your lane or looking good, it's about winning the actual game. Now, here's the fun part. If your top wave is looking pioneer versus a boring champion like a tank one, then you just roam again. You go back to bot, back to jungle, back to mid. Getting 2 kills in a row for your team is absolutely GG. And the best part is, when you TP back top, even if you're low, your champion is beyond broken. You just win. You just use that Awaken W and you just heal to full and you win any matchup. So if you want to win the game, go roam. Anyway, back to the mid game. Now the objectives are spawning, things are happening on the map. This is where Udyr shines the most. Your goal now is to take every objective and provide pressure on every side of the map, getting your carries fed. Now, what makes Udyr mid game so strong right now is best explained by I Will Dominate.
The fact that now there's an objective topside at 5 minutes when Udyr wins the top lane, first 5 minutes against pretty much every single lane in the game, is just a huge benefit.
So just recommend looking at objective timers. You push in top wave and you just roam. Top lane doesn't matter anymore. Unless you can get a very big lead or you're playing with a split pusher who can just end the game. Now, some important mechanics to take notes of in mid-games fights are always be hitting. Your autos reduces your passive cooldowns. You always want to find something to hit, whether it's a jungle camp, minion, or a champion, so you can use your ultimate twice in one fight. While you're engaging, hold your E as long as you can so you can decide when you want to become immune to CC and absolutely tilt the enemies. One thing to note though, if you use your Awakened E to engage, you will strongly lack damage, so you will need your team to be around. If your team is behind and you're the one who needs to carry, you will always want to use your Awakened Q or Awakened R, as this is your only source of damage late game. Wait, what is that? What is that? Udyr. Now, before we get into my favorite way to play Udyr, here's some more quick tips for you. Because of the way you're pushing all game, you will be ganked 24/7. But don't worry, your champion is so strong. As long as you play confidently, as long as you're always hitting minions or champions, getting your passive up, you win those. And the ones you don't, you just Awaken E out, and they will quickly realize they literally can't gank you. Now, not every lane will be simple. Sometimes you will be your lane bully, sometimes you will get ganked, and sometimes you will just get bullied. Here, there are 2 main strategies. 1, you set up a good gank for your jungler, you hold the wave on your side, and try to get as good of a freeze as you can. As Udyr is arguably the most gankable champion in the game, your jungler will love you. If this doesn't work, you just learn from my favorite book, The Geneva Convention. You do smaller trades, you run in and out, and with approach velocity, you just out-kite anyone. And now you have built up a bigger wave. The more minions you have, the more damage they will deal, and minion damage is so underrated. And to avoid you making any big mistakes of going for a 1v1 you don't win, I made a tier list right here of champions you should permafight and champions you should be careful of. Now, Season 14 is the strongest AD Udyr has been in ages, and I think we should let Bwipo explain why.
He's stunned, right? And I do auto Hydra within the stun, which kills you. That's why I like the Hydra, because even the
Riot,
stun
get
duration,
in your
I can
cars,
delete you.
drive to the fucking office, open your PC, open that fucking program with the numbers and delete it.
Now, a lot of people will tell you AD Udyr's early game sucks. This is because they're doing it wrong. You want to start exactly the same as with AP. You want 3 points in your R, your first point in Q at level 6, and then you start maxing it. And then you also buy Doran's Ring. This gives you an unlimited source of mana and also tons of good stats. Then you go full AD, Trinity Force, Titanic Hydra. And honestly, my favorite part of building AP first, the enemies will build MR and they will be so tilted. The strength of AD Udyr, you will one-shot almost anyone and you can push incredibly fast. One good tip is use your Awaken Q while pushing, so you use the attack speed on the tower and the damage on the minions. Here's an AD Udyr matchup list, so you can know what matchups you win. So you finally did it. You're an Udyr pro. You learned to abuse them level 1, roam like a psychopath, and break every single Geneva Convention. If you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button as there's a lot of really cool Udyr videos coming up.